Dodger fans, I need you to stop scrolling right now because what I am about to share with you could completely change how this team looks heading into spring training. The front office is deep in conversations about acquiring a player who checks every single box this roster has been missing. We're talking about a guy who can hit for average, get on base at an elite clip, play multiple positions at an above average level, and bring the kind of baseball IQ that championship teams are built around. And here's what makes this even more important. He solves the second base problem that's been haunting this team for 2 consecutive seasons. This isn't speculation anymore. Multiple credible sources have confirmed the Dodgers are aggressively pursuing this trade, and if they pull it off, it reshapes everything about how this lineup functions in 2026. Now, before we dive into who this player is and why he's the perfect fit, I need you to do me a favor. Hit that like button right now and make sure you are subscribed to this channel. We're pushing hard to reach 12,000 subscribers, and with everything happening this offseason, you can't afford to miss a single update. This is the kind of content that keeps you ahead of everyone else in your group. Chat all right? Let's get into it. The player the Dodgers are targeting is Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals. And yes, this is real. Jon Morosi went on MLB Network's Hot Stove and confirmed that the Dodgers are one of several teams with serious, active interest in trading for Donovan. The Cardinals are listening to offers, and LA wants him bad, so why does this move make so much sense? Let me break down exactly what Brendan Donovan brings to the table and why he's tailor-made for what the Dodgers need right now. First, let's talk about his hitting. Donovan batted .287 last season with a .353 on-pace percentage. That's not some fluke 2-month stretch. That's a full season of disciplined, mature at-bats. He works counts, he doesn't chase junk out of the zone, and he forces pitchers to make mistakes. That's exactly the kind of approach that fits into the Dodgers' offensive philosophy. He had 32 doubles, 10 home runs, and 50 RBEs, but what matters most is that he doesn't give away outs. When you are building a lineup around guys like Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman, you need someone who can get on base in front of them and make the pitcher work. Donovan does that at an elite level. Now let's talk about his defensive versatility, because this is where it gets really interesting. In 2025, Donovan played 100 games at second base, 18 games in left field, and 6 games at shortstop. Over his career, he's logged 163 games in left, 30, and right, and he's played all over the infield. This isn't just a guy who can fill in during emergencies. He's legitimately good at multiple positions. He's above average. Defensively, he plays clean baseball, and he doesn't make those mental mistakes that kill you in October. No rush throws, no lazy reads, no brain farts. That's the kind of player Andrew Friedman and the Dodgers front office love to build around. Here's where the timing gets critical. The Cardinals are in the middle of a full organizational reset under new leadership from Chaim Bloom. Bloom is listening to offers on pretty much every veteran making arbitration money, and Donovan fits that profile perfectly. He just made his first All-Star game, which means his salary is about to jump, and the Cardinals are stuck in this weird middle ground where they're not good enough to fully tear it down. That's why teams like the Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, Phillies, and Astros are all circling. But here's the thing. The Dodgers have a massive advantage. They've got one of the deepest farm systems in baseball, and they already have an established relationship with St. Louis from previous trades. Remember when they landed Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech in that 3-team deal back in 2024? The trust is already there. The communication lines are open. That matters. So what happens if the Dodgers actually get this done? Let me paint the picture for you. Immediately, you solve the second base issue that's been a revolving door for 2 years. No more platoons, no more uncertainty, no more praying. Someone stays healthy, you get stability, and you get it from a guy who can actually hit. Imagine Donovan leading off or hitting second in front of Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman. That's a nightmare for opposing pitchers. A guy who works counts, gets on base, and forces the defense to be perfect, then the big bats come up and do damage. That's how championship offenses are built. Defensively, you get flexibility all over the field. Donovan can't play second base every day, but if someone gets hurt or you need to fuffle the lineup, he can slide to the outfield or play short if needed. That kind of versatility is gold during a long season, and especially in the postseason, when one injury can derail everything. Plus, and this is huge, Donovan is under team control through 2027. You are not renting him for 1 year. You are getting him for multiple championship windows. That's the kind of move that sets you up for sustained success, not just a quick fix. Now let's talk about the baseball IQ factor, because this is something that doesn't show up in the box score but matters just as much. Donovan is one of the cleanest, smartest players in baseball. He doesn't beat himself. He makes the right reads, takes the extra base when it's there, and doesn't try to do too much. When you are chasing 3 straight World Series titles, those details are the difference between winning and losing close games. You need guys who execute fundamentals perfectly, and Donovan does that every single night. Here is the reality. Championships aren't just won with superstars. They're won with glue guys who fit perfectly into the system. Donovan is that guy, except he's a glue guy with all-star talent. He's not just a role player. He's a legitimately good player who makes everyone around him better. That's what makes this potential trade so exciting. It's not flashy like signing a big-name free agent, but it's the kind of smart strategic move that wins titles. So what would it take to get him? The Cardinals aren't going to give him away, but they're also motivated to move salary and restock their farm system. The Dodgers have the prospect capital to make a competitive offer without gutting the future. You are probably looking at a package built around mid-level prospects, maybe a guy close to the majors, and a couple of high-upside players further away. It's not going to cost you the top guys in the system, but it's also not going to be cheap. The question is, are you willing to make that move? Dodger fans, I am all in on this. Brendan Donovan is exactly the kind of player this team needs. He fits the lineup. He fits the culture. He fits the timeline. If the Dodgers are serious about winning 3 straight championships, this is the move that helps get them there. I want to hear from you in the comments. Would you trade prospects to get Donovan? Do you see him as your everyday second baseman? Would you bet him leadoff or second? Let me know what you think, because I read every single comment. This community is growing like crazy, and it's because of fans like you who are locked in on every move this team makes. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and help us hit 12,000 subscribers. We're building something special. Let's go, Dodgers.